Subscribe for my channel Amol Ujagre and hit the bell icon for latest update.
Hello guys, my name is Amol Zagre and today we are going to see how to use the properties file. Right, so properties file will be an important thing for your project. So let's say properties file. Okay, so using properties file, you can keep key value pairs. So let's say key value pairs of uh, for example, you can have URL and its value, let's say username and its value, let's say password and its value. Okay, so you can keep this into a properties file and you can use that, right? So it is always better to have these values externally so that we don't need to make any changes in the code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a URL and do the login operation, but I'm going to keep the URL, username and password in some external file, external properties file. Okay, so let's do this. So I'm going to create a program to, let's say, do a login operation. So let me just do this. So new Java class, so let's say login test p, I'll say login test p. So here it is. So let me just create a test here. So @test @test, I'll use the test ng test. Let's say public void my login test. Okay, so let me write quickly a code to open a browser. So I'll use a WebDriver manager. So WebDriver manager dot Chrome driver dot setup. So here I'm going to open a Chrome driver. And how do this WebDriver works, I have already discussed with one video. So if you want, you can watch this video. Okay, so it is given in the above I button. So WebDriver manager, then right here WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Okay, so this will actually open the browser. Right, so I believe you know how to set up the Selenium project and how to use this. So I have already explained this in some other video, so you will get that video link also in the description. Okay, so let's open, or first we will maximize the browser. So driver dot manage dot window dot maximize, and let's open a URL. So let's say driver dot get. Okay, so here I will open a URL. So I have a URL. So http://stock.scriptinglogic.net. So this is a URL. So it opens a login page. Okay, so I'm going to do a login operation, like I'm going to set the username. So let's say driver dot find element by dot xpath. So some xpath will be there, I'll just soon find it. And let's say send keys, so it will do the send keys operation. So I'm going to pass a username here. So let's say username is admin, and let's say let me just do the same operation here for password. So this is for login, username and password, let's say admin123. Okay, so let me just put a note here. So this is for username, let's say enter username. This is for entering the password. So let's say enter password, and finally I'm going to click on the login button. Okay, so let's do the same operation here. So let's say click login button. So click login. Okay, so here I will not have a send keys, I will have a click operation here. Okay, so that's it. This is the simple code. Now my job is to just grab the XPath for the username, password, and the let's say login button. So let's open this web page. So by the way, while finding the XPath, I'm going to use the selector hub. Okay, so selector hub is a very popular tool, very recent or new tool, right? So today I'm recording this on 15th of the December 2020. So here you see the selector hub is a tool which is actually very useful for finding the XPath, right? So after the crow path, actually the inventor of the selector path is the same, the Sanjay Kumar. He invented the crow path and the selector hub too. Okay, just bring your cursor here. From here I'll get the XPath just like in crow path, but there are few more features also there. So in some other videos I'll try to explain you the same. Okay, so this is XPath for the password. Okay, and finally this will be the XPath for the login button. Okay, I'll just copy this and quickly just verify whether this code works or not, whether we manage to do the login operation or not. So right click and run. So let's see. So if I manage to do the login operation, so then we will proceed to create a properties file. Okay, so browser is opened, it is maximized. Okay, so web page is opened, username will be typed now, password is typed, and the login button is clicked. Okay, so yeah, so this is the wrong username password, that's okay, but we saw that username and passwords are taken and login button is also clicked. So in this way the operation happened. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the URL, username, and password into a properties file. So what I'll do is in my project I will create a folder. So let me create a folder. Okay, a directory, I'll write here, let's say config. Okay, you can give any name to this. So config and config. So let's create a new file. So I'll name this as a config dot properties. Okay, so config dot properties, and herein I'll keep the values of URL as let's say the URL is this. Okay, and let's say username, I'll use this username is equal to, let's say, admin, and password is equal to, again, let's say admin 123. So just like this. So our job is to read this properties file. So what I'll do is I will create a package called util. So here I'm creating a package util. Okay, and here I'm going to create a Java class, new Java class as config reader. Okay, so config reader is my Java class. So here what I'm going to do is, so to read any properties file you have to use a properties class. Okay, so let me create a method here. Later on I'll optimize the code, but let's write here. So public void, let's say, get property object. So here I will create a property object. Okay, so first I need to read this property file, so I can read this with the help of file input stream. So let's say file input stream fp is equal to new file input stream, and pass the path of the file. So I will use the relative path. Okay, so I'm putting the relative path of this file. You can get the absolute path as well, but I'm preferring to use the path which is actually the relative path. So this actually file input stream throws an exception. Let's handle that. So I've handled it, and then we have to create the object of the properties file, object of the properties. Okay, so properties is a class. So properties, it is actually used to read the uh, properties file key value pairs. Okay, so properties, let's create an object prop is equal to new properties. Okay, so next thing is you have to load this properties object with the file object. So let's say prop dot load with file object. Okay, that's it. This also throws an exception. Let's handle this. And what I'll do is I will return this object to this method. Okay, so let me just make a return statement here. So let's say return prop, and as I'm returning, so I should not have the return type of it as a void, so I should have it as a properties as a return type to this method. Okay, so using this method I will get the properties here, right? So inside the properties class we have get property method. So using get property method we can get the value of the key. So let me write a method here. So I'm going to write here a method. So let's say public void, let's say get URL. So I'll write each separate method for getting the value of each key. So here I'll write get URL. So let's say I need the properties object. So I know that the property object I can get it with the help of this function, because this function returns the property object. So get property, it throws an exception. Let's handle it. Okay, then simply write dot get property. Okay, and write here URL. Okay, so URL, fine. So what I'll do is I will return this. This will be in the form of string, so I'll return this. So return, right? So return, and let's not have the return type of it, so it should be a string. Okay, make this as a string. So similarly we will have few more methods like public. So what I'll do is I will make this method also a static, because if I make this method static, so I may not need to create the object of this class to give a call to this method. And because this method is static, so the members inside or the class members inside it or should also be static. So I should make this get property also static. So this is static. So let's create one more method. So let's say public static string. So return type again, let's say a string. This time let's say get username. Okay, get username, and here I will write return. Simply I'm going to write the same get property object dot get property and write here username. So you should use the same text that you have written inside the properties file. So here in the properties file I have used username, so you should write exactly the same here. Okay, so in this way you will be able to get the username. Similarly, we will write one more method that will actually help me to get the password. So public static string, public static string, let's say get password. Okay, and again here write return get property object dot get property and write here password. Make sure that the spelling of the password that you are writing here is exactly the same in the property files, and that's it. You just need to give a call to these methods. Okay, and let me just open this login test. Okay, so here let's say instead of writing the real value, so let's say first we will start with the URL. So instead of this I will write here a get URL. Okay, simply write a get URL, and let's import this static import this method. It throws an exception. Let's handle this. Okay, so get URL, that's it. So this will actually open the desired URL, that is the stock management site URL, and here instead of this write get username. Okay, so let's write here get username, and here get password, and that's it, right? So here I have not written anything, but it will work exactly the way I want. Fine. So right click and run. So here you can observe that I should see the URL of the stock management site will be opened, and the corresponding usernames and password that I have set inside the properties file, the same it will be taken as an entry. Okay, so let's have a look. So the program is running, so browser is opened. Okay, browser is opened, it is maximized. Let's say login page is getting opened, and you see, so the operation is done, right? So in this way you can see that I can use a properties file and I can get the values of the properties file inside my test using these methods, wherein these methods I have separately defined inside this class. Okay, fine. So I hope you got how do we use the properties file and how do we implement it. Okay, so if you like this video, please share this video with your friends and colleagues, and if you have still not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. By the way, I am the author of this book. If you want, you can buy this book from Amazon, right? And if you want to learn the automation testing, that is Selenium plus Cucumber with Java, so I do conduct online trainings as well. So the details are given in the description, so you go through that and you can join my upcoming Selenium batch. Thank you very much.